Well, we're almost near the end of Medicare open enrollment for 2020. This is today the 25th of October. So we got about 2 more weeks left. And I don't know what it is, but we seem to be getting a lot of phone calls about Medicare Advantage. And all this free stuff. Yeah, is this for real? Okay, we're going to take a look at that. Hi, this is Bob Vineyard, your Medicare expert with the Georgia Medicare Minute. Yeah, I've done other videos about this, but I don't know. I'm still, in spite of that, I'm still getting phone calls about, they say that everything's free. I don't have to pay the premium. I don't have to pay for doctor visits. I don't have to pay for prescription drugs. And is there a catch to this? Well, yeah, there is. And as I was thinking about this the other day, it reminded me of back in when I was younger. I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee. And one of the things we always looked forward to in the fall, I think it was when the Tennessee Valley A&I Fair, I don't know what A&I stands for, it was the Tennessee Valley A&I Fair would come to town. And it was hosted in an area, it was a public park, Chilhowie Park, over off Broadway. I think it was Broadway. Anyway, it was Chilhowie Park. And the park covered 2 sides of the road, and one part had the little games where you play. You toss a quarter or nickel or whatever it is and try and get it to stick on the plates. And if you got it to stick, you could win a bear or something. It also had the A&I Fair, Tennessee Valley A&I Fair, also had livestock exhibits, and people could bring their goats and chickens and pigs and whatever else there, and they would be judged, and you could get prizes for that. But on the other side of the street, where the Midway was, you had all the rides. They set up a roller coaster. I know that they had a Ferris wheel and some other things that weren't there normally as part of the park. Plus, you had the sideshows, where you go down walking through the Midway, and there's barkers standing out there on the stage and say, come on in, you got to see this, and they had the Lizard Boy and the Elephant Man and Monkey Boy and all this kind of stuff. And I remember one year I went with my buddy Greg. We were 13, 14, 15 years old maybe, and we were going down through there and just thought, some of this stuff's kind of interesting. And for some reason, I don't know why, the bearded lady caught our attention. Now, why a 15-year-old boy would be interested in seeing a bearded lady, I have no idea. But we walked up on the stage and step right in, boys. You old enough to see this? And, oh, yeah, okay, all right, go right on inside. So we went inside, and it was kind of dark inside. But we could see there was a veil or kind of a really thin curtain. And on the other side of the curtain was where the bearded lady was going to be. And there was somebody else standing on the inside and said, well, if you want to see the bearded lady, you've got to pay, I don't know what it was, a quarter or 50 cents or whatever. It was free to get up there and get inside the tent. But if you actually wanted to see the bearded lady, you had to pay cash. Well, so what's the purpose of this story? Well, the purpose of this story is to tell you that all of these things that you see about Medicare Advantage plans that don't have a premium and they don't have a copay and they don't have this and they don't have that, it's a come on. Just like the bearded lady at the sideshow, it's a come on. If you want to get care, If you need something beyond just going to the doctor and saying, well, I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, that's good. We'll see you next year. If you need something beyond just basic care, if you need a prescription drug that is more expensive than just the $2 or $3 generics that Walmart and Target and some of these others and CVS are offering, you're going to have to pay. So the price of admission, if you will, in order to get anything other than absolute rock bottom basic services is not zero. You're going to have to pay something. And as I've talked about in other videos about Medicare Advantage plans, whether they have a premium or not, you need to keep in mind that if you decide to go that route, there's a couple of things you need to know. All right, first off is not everything is free. And the other thing is that they all have networks and they all have rules. And if you want to minimize your out-of-pocket, you're going to have to play by their rules. You're going to have to use their doctors, their hospitals, their labs, and all this kind of stuff. Otherwise, you're going to pay a pretty penny. Of course, all the drug plans, all the Medicare Advantage plans run on a calendar year basis. And most of them in Georgia have a $6,700 out-of-pocket maximum. That's only for in-network approved medical charges. It doesn't include prescription drugs. And if you go out of network and you have a PPO plan where you're going to pay a higher copay, you're going to pay a higher deductible, whatever it is. And that out-of-network claim with a lot of the plans does not count towards the $6,700 maximum. It counts towards a separate maximum, or actually your combined maximum in and out of network with a lot of those plans is $10,000. So if you think, well, it's not going to cost me more than $6,700, yes, it probably will. Because if you have something major somewhere along the way, you're going to end up going out of network. So there's so many things about these Advantage plans that you really need to be aware of. And just like the barker at the carnival, he doesn't tell you everything. He just says, come on in and see the free stuff. We got all kinds of free stuff. You don't have to pay anything, That's a come on. It's a come on. And just like this 15-year-old boy that wanted to see a bearded lady, come to find, oh, by the way, I did pay up my quarter or 50 cents, whatever it was. It was a woman that looked like she had a beard glued on. I mean, I don't think it was for real at all. Maybe it was, but it didn't look like that to me. Of course, we weren't supposed to get real close anyway. But it was a big disappointment, let's say the least. And for a lot of folks that get sucked into the sales pitch about, it's you don't have to pay for anything, just beware. Just beware. Caveat emptor is the word that is used, used to be used in the real estate business and probably some other things too, which means buyer beware. And also something to think about is if you get over there and you have your private Benjamin moment where you decide, this isn't the army I joined. I joined the one with the yachts and the condos. Well, this isn't the health insurance plan that I joined. I joined the one with all the free stuff. If you get over there and change your mind, you may not be able, you can come back to original Medicare only at certain times of the year. But you may or may not be able to join a Medicare supplement plan because there's most likely going to be underwriting involved. If you've been on Medicare for more than 6 months, then you're going to have to go through underwriting in order to prove you're insurable before you can get into or back into a Medicare supplement plan. So there's just a lot of downside to this. Beware, and if you have questions about this, give me a call. I'll give you the straight skinny. If you still want the Medicare Advantage plan with all of the free stuff, or at least what you think is all the free stuff, be my guest. This is Bob Vineyard, your Medicare expert with the Georgia Medicare Minute. You take care. Have a great day.